Look at my stats, y'all. Now, look, if you're watching this video, maybe you don't want to score 96 points. Maybe you don't want to score 80 points, and that's cool. But you do want to go 4 for 4 from the corner, right? You want to knock down your open shots, right? You don't want to be a cone out there, right? In this video, I'm going to give you a complete breakdown of the shooting system in this game that you won't find anywhere else on YouTube. This is coming from a semi-pro player, a player who's beaten Joe Knows, LaMonsta. Literally, that's the last video on my YouTube channel is beating LaMonsta, beating tons of pro players, so I know what I'm talking about. Not to have an ego with you, but I know what I'm talking about. You can trust me. I'm a geek. I stay on this game all day. Not actually, but you can trust me, right? With that being said, let's get a breakdown of how the shooting system works. Okay, in a nutshell, how the shooting system works. Whenever you shoot the ball, 2K is applying all the boosts that your player currently has, right, to that shot to hopefully green your shot. All the boosts widen your green window, right? And there's a bunch of boosts I'm going to go over, boosts, that you don't even know you have, right? Or that your player might have in that certain moment. There's also a pure green window, so when I'm making all these reds, right, all these boosts also widen my pure green window, right? So if I know my shot, which I do, I can knock down these insane shots. Okay, let's talk about hot zones and lethal zones. Guys, it takes 30 seconds to do this, okay? I wipe my ass longer than it takes me to do these lethal zones, right? Because, sometimes, you really gotta go. But you just get them done, okay? Oh, I don't need my lethal zones. Okay, so you saw my lethal zones run the wing, right? Just take a look at a couple of these clips. They are so important. Now, these are all just reds, right? Because obviously I can knock down my open shots if I can hit 50%, right? I'm not showing wide open shots because it's not impressive to show you wide open shots. So these are all in my lethal zones, right? Right there, I've got my badge, right? That's a boost, okay? Your lethal zones, your hot zones, those are boosts. And when you miss wide open, maybe check, okay, did I have a hot zone in that area? Do I have a lethal zone in that area? If you spot up in the corner, put your lethal zones in the corner. If you like the right wing, put a lethal zone there. And if you're missing somewhere, if you have a cold zone, that's really going to hurt. And if you don't have a hot zone, you're missing out on boosts, and that's why you're missing wide open sometimes. Okay, let's talk about Jumpshot Boost themselves. Okay, most of you guys already know this, but I feel like I have to reiterate this just in case. Guys, don't be a cheapo. It's 150 VC per game, right? And when you're shooting like a constipated Draymond Green, right, you're going to be like, okay, why am I missing my wide open shots? I feel like I'm timing it right. Buy your Jumpshot Boost. Get your hot zones, right? Those are so important. Those are just a baseline thing before you go into a game, right? Because there's a bunch of boosts that I'm going to talk about that happen in the game that are so important. But just going into a game, have your Jumpshot Boost, have your hot zones, and then also, if you guys didn't know this, your overall itself. Now, nobody knows this, but I feel like I need to talk about this because my subs deserve to know this. If you've learned anything in this video, hit me with a sub, bro. I'd really appreciate it because you're not going to find another YouTuber like this. With that being said, your overall itself, right? If you're a 99 overall, your offensive consistency, which is a thing on your play, I know most of you didn't even know this was a thing, that goes up, right? So sometimes 2K will just make you miss, right? That's a thing. Everyone misses wide open. And it's because your offensive consistency is low, right? You could have a 99 three-pointer, but if you're a 74 overall, then your offensive consistency is super low, and you're going to miss shots, right? This player's a 97 overall, so the offensive consistency is super high, and therefore I can make a lot of shots. I'm going to go into boosts that you get in-game, and those are the things you want to look out for, and some things that might cause you to not shoot a shot on top of that. Okay, let's go into something that nobody talks about. Nobody knows this. This is why you sub, guys, because very little people talk about this. Momentum. Now, this is a very real thing. If you don't have any percentage in your takeover, it doesn't matter if you don't have takeover, if it's at 0% or if it's very low, then I would recommend shooting shots like this. You see, I didn't have takeover. If you notice in that shot particularly, I had a 95%, so I was very close to takeover. That is a part of momentum, right? Whenever you get a steal, whenever your team's shooting well, that is the time to shoot stuff like this. You see our team just got a steal. Now it's time to shoot stuff like that. I had my badge. And speaking of badge, we're going to talk about badges right now. But momentum, whenever you get a steal, whenever your team's shooting really good, whenever you just made a shot, that's when it's the time to shoot. Whenever your team stinks at you, whenever you just missed a shot, that's not the time to shoot a yellow three. That's not the time to shoot a fade, right? That's why you're missing the shots that even though you timed it right, you don't have momentum. The green window is extremely small. So when your team's making shots, when you're making shots, that's the time to shoot shots. If not, call a backdoor, get an easy bucket, and then you can start to build that momentum up again. Because this is a real thing. Okay, you guys already know about badges, but I'm going to go a little bit more into badges. Just for a second, Green Machine, this is the best badge in the game, hands down. Get at the highest level you can, obviously, while maintaining what you want to do with your build. Want it on at least silver, possibly gold, Hall of Fame if all you're going to do is shoot, like myself. A lot of people don't talk about this, but Dimer, most builds have Dimer on silver. If you have 77 pass accuracy, you have Dimer on silver. And if you're catching the ball and you take 2 steps, you're not only activating Dimer from whoever passed you the ball, and you're activating catch and shoot. You can take 2 dribbles after you catch it, and catch and shoot still activates. If you guys didn't know this. Green Machine, if you make 2 shots in a row, your green window goes from here into the Grand Canyon of green windows. I could make a joke about how big the gap gets, but I'm not going to say that because this is a PG channel. But with that being said, Midi Magician, open looks. You want this on as high as stuff you can. Most of you guys have your badges maxed out. But these are boosts that contribute to your shots, right? This is the momentum thing again. You see what I have at the bottom of my screen. This is two-way tenacity, right? That's giving you a boost. So I've got catch and shoot, Dimer, Green Machine, two-way tenacity, my lethal zones, my jump shot boost, my 92 three-pointer, my dead eye, my blinders, my probably not my guard up. All those things boosted my shot right there. Oh, you're zenning. First off, go check my live stream. And you have to understand the boost system. On top of that, I have a great jump shot. If you guys want to know my jump shot, it gets asked every video. It's T-Mac base, 50% Oscar Robertson, 50% Sadiq Bey. I use release timing. Let's talk about release timing for a little bit. Okay, first off, that's my Hall of Fame lethal zone. We got a steal. There's a bunch of things that went into that, right? Catch and shoot activator right there because I only took 2 dribbles. So there's a bunch of things that go into that. Why I recommend using release, okay? Why wouldn't you use release? Let's just talk about this for a second. Some people are like, oh, it's too slow for you. And yeah, it's all personal preference, right? But it gives you the most time to time your jump shot. When I get a weird catch, when I get a weird load up animation, release gives me time to adjust to that, okay? If I'm using set point, if I'm using push, there's no chance I'm going to have time to adjust because it's too fast. Release, yeah, it might be a little bit slow on you, but just get used to it. That's all I have to say. And again, this is just my personal preference. You can use whatever you want, but just straight up, just logically, it gives you the best chance to green a shot. It gives you the most time, just logically. If you have more time to time your shot, you're going to make it, right? The green window's the same, right? It's just not, instead of here, it's here. So you have all this time to adjust if you get some weird catch like I just got. Boom, I knocked out a 55%. Oh, you're cheating. Hall of Fame catch and shoot. Hot zones. Green Machine, as you saw. My grand badge, right? My center has Dime Run Hall of Fame. Or gold, right? He has 92 pass accuracy. So take into account, these are really hard things to keep track of. Your percentage in the top right corner. You see I have an 85% right there? So I'm shooting it with confidence, right? Talking about defense, what's it called? Momentum. So important. When your team's making shots, when you just get a steal, when you just made a shot, when you got your green machine going, fire away, man. Don't be scared to shoot. A lot of you guys are guarding yourselves, and that's for another topic if you want to really know how to knock down contested shots. I've got videos on that. If you want to make reds, if you want to make yellows, Right here, I get a steal, okay? So I just got a steal. I'm shooting 100%. I have takeover, right? So even though I didn't pop takeover, my bar was full, right? Right here, I have takeover. I have two-way tenacity. I've got all these Hall of Fame badges. I can knock down these shots. If you guys learned anything, I'd really appreciate a sub. If you made it to the end of the video, I'm sure you learned something. I would really appreciate it. Seriously, I put a lot into this video, and no other YouTuber is going to tell you this stuff. So if you're new, thank you for making it here. If you're an OG, you guys know I love you guys, and I'm going to continue to give you guys the best content, the best tips. Again, coming from a semi-pro player, coming from a player who's made some money on this game. Not to give an ego, but just a form of credibility, right? Thank you guys for watching. I really appreciate you all. Been super motivated lately, and we gotta keep it going, man. So enjoy you guys' spring. The weather's nice. I'm gonna go outside, and yeah, have a good one, y'all.